Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the monthly forecast for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the month of November 2018. I hope that you enjoyed your October 2018 reading. This is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life at the time of this viewing is what I encourage you to take the messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. We're just going to do a fairly straightforward 5-card Celtic spread today regarding any pressing issue for you. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of November. So we're looking for general messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Following this spread, of course, we'll get jumper cards from the Oracle decks here for additional messages for you. And I hope that this is a lot brighter when you're viewing this. It's rather late and I don't have really great lighting in here, so I hope that you can see this all very well. All right, messages for Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Well, these may be for specific Sagittarians. Cards that flipped out were the 5 of Water, 4 of Air, and the 9 of Fire. So, wounded soldier, a rest period, and emotional disappointment. So, that could be a message for a specific Sagittarius or a specific group of Sagittarius. Maybe just take a break from something, mostly mentally. If you feel like you're carrying a big burden right now, maybe put your mind to rest about it or put it down for the time being and take a little rest from it. All right. Messages, Sagittarius. November 2018. And another card flipped up, which is, wow, this is hard to see. Sorry, folks. The 6 of Swords. So sailing towards smoother waters. What I might do is actually try to get some additional light here for you. Let me get this shuffled for you, and then I'll grab a candle. Messages for Sagittarius. All right, so I'm going to split that deck in just 1 second, folks. All right, hopefully this will make a difference. Maybe. Well, not really. Anyway, forgive me. I'll have to make a point of trying to read the majority of these in the daytime. With the daylight being so short now, I was going to cut those. I'll do it in a second, folks. Sagittarius, message for Sagittarius. Yeah, it gets late so fast, so by the time I get through my readings to your sign, it's so late. A little bit of trickery here. All right, folks. So as always, I'll use the bottom of the deck card for general energy for the month of November for you. So really independent wealth here. This is a really beautiful card, actually. So independent wealth is really, you've earned this. This is a lot of hard work. Let's see if I can pull this a little bit closer. I really hope you can see this. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, independent wealth. This is working hard toward a dream or a goal of yours. But this is sort of enjoying this independently as well. So if you're not partnered up, for example, you could feel like you have everything under the sun, but you're looking for a partner. If you are partnered, you could, for some reason, still feel as though maybe you're the breadwinner here, or maybe you're in charge of finances. And that can be a negative thing. It can be a positive thing for you, depending on your lifestyle and your wants and needs and desires and so forth. But what this is saying strictly is that for the month for you, this is a very positive card for you. It's just going to be a matter of, how you want this to play out in your relationships or in your everyday life. I consider this a very positive card. But as I said, if you're in a partnership, you could feel like you're carrying the load, that you're, the breadwinner or independently responsible for, the whole family. Even though it could give you a feeling of security and peace, it could be creating some tension or stress. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I'm going to try one more thing to get a little bit more light, and we'll continue on with your reading. All right, I moved down the room a little bit where I think there's a little bit more light. Yeah, I should see that a little bit better. All right, bottom of the deck energy for you. As I said, let's get into these 5 cards here together. As I always do, I'll get a little snapshot for you, and then we'll look at them in their respective positions. Gorgeous energy, really. Something, the center position here is the outcome, which is gorgeous. Really, this is saying, and it's a beautiful time. This happens to a lot of us around this time of year, October, November, December. We're looking at a new year, and we can sort of, assess, for example, where we've been all this time, where we want to be. We can be super pleased, for example, with how far we've gotten, while still looking at areas of our life or dreams and goals that we want to complete. And that's what I'm seeing here for the outcome for you. I think that you're pretty happy with the way, generally speaking, the way that the year turned out for you so far. But the world is your oyster, and also what do you want the most is what you're being asked here as a major arcana energy, as your outcome card. So even though there's no, the 4 of Swords did come up earlier, was a rest period, but and the 7 of Swords came up, but I'm getting a real 7 of Pentacles energy here, believe it or not, which is really like just a reassessment, like where have I been, where am I going, what do you really want, is the most potent energy here that I'm seeing in the center of the spread for you. Beyond that, you're dealing with a lot of really nice emotional maturity, satisfaction, compassion and energy here. A message of long-standing commitments or assets, or something having to do with the body or even finances. Here, you could be getting a raise. You could be getting a message of new money coming in, for example, or a new contract or new earning opportunities, which is really nice to see there with the Messenger of Pentacles. And then you've got these, these odd little swords here, and a couple of those flew out as I was shuffling, as you know. But the ones that showed up in your spread today is a little bit of heartbreak and a little bit of anxiety. Usually this is rear view mirror stuff. By that I just mean it's especially the broken heart, or what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type of card here. This usually comes up when we're reassessing, when we're starting to, look at what we have and what we haven't and that type of thing. And then anxiety can crop up around that time of year, around that same, thought process as well. So you could be dealing with some intellectual anxiety that could be, you know, affecting your heart space. But ultimately, I see you pulling out of something here. Maybe you're just not happy with, you know, a contract or a payment or an asset, even though everything else looks like it's been going fairly well for you. I would say, you know, if anything, really get out of your head this month. Try to be grateful, but get out of your head, you know, instead of feeling like you're trapped or you can't do anything, you know, look for possibilities this month. Look for, you know, achievable challenges, okay? Set yourself up for greatness. Ask for help when you need it. So that's what I'm getting here with the general snapshot of all the cards together. Individually, in your work life, is this gorgeous King of Cups. This is where you're feeling this compassionate energy, this really emotionally mature energy. You could very well be dealing with a Scorpio. Cancer or Pisces individual. I would say 10 to 1 this is more likely than not a Cancerian, just because the kings to me are cardinal signs, and of course the only cardinal water sign is a Cancer. So in the home, either a Cancer will be part of your home environment, or this energy will be welcome or necessary in your home in the month of November. Or if this is any other sign, this is the type of energy that they'll be bringing into the home or that's required here. So really, again, really emotionally mature, could even be sensual. If this is a love reading for you, it could be, you know, sensuous energy, but a great deal of maturity here. Someone who has a lot of compassion. You could even stress passion itself, not in the same sense of the King of Wands, where it's like get out of the way, he's coming through, and he's really exciting. This is almost like kind of the same idea, except this guy is like, come here, like, I'm not going to come to you and, you know, rush by you and make everything exciting. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? You come here, you know, tell me about yourself, or let's feel good together, you know, or let's relax. Like, this is a really relaxing kind of, very similar in a sense to the King of Pentacles in my view, where it's just, you know, there's something really chill and relaxed about this energy. So something to think about in the month of November for you. If this is what you're missing, for example, this is what needs to be induced in the home. If this is already going on in the home, just consider this confirmation that it's a very positive state of environment for you right now. In the work world, like I mentioned, this is where we're looking at the Pentacles. So this is really lovely, right? Where this is matched up here with the Nine of Pentacles, where you're feeling already pretty successful. Of course, you have this Knight of Pentacles, who's pretty slow moving energy, but ultimately very solid, very sound. This is very practical energy. So if this is a message or a contract or an opportunity for you in the physical world, you know, finances, assets, it could just be like just flat out money, dollar bills. It could be gifts. Could be a person as well. This could be an individual, a very youthful Gemini, scratch that, a very youthful Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn individual. And as I said, if we don't have these specific individuals in our environment in the month of November, it's just that energy that will be felt or necessary. So yeah, I see a lot of goodness coming into the home. It's both stable and prosperous, with a lot of room to continue developing toward the direction of your dreams. Now, these two are really interesting right now. As I said, this is the unexpected. So yeah, I think in all reassessments or in revisiting the year, like I said, for example, we can remember heartaches or heartbreaks, or, you know, what didn't kill us made us stronger, that type of thing. So I don't think you have to live in this space necessarily to remember this. But as it sits in the unexpected position, this may crop up. This may pop up and it may not be invited. You may not have welcomed this energy or this memory or intuition, but use it to your advantage. Maybe just count your blessings that you're not hurting anymore, and take the lessons from it, right? We did have the Six of Swords pop out as I was shuffling. That's sailing away from something that didn't work out, sailing away from choppy to smooth waters, as it were. So, maybe cut your losses, or recognize that, you've cut your losses and you did the best for you at the time. If it's still causing some heartache, maybe try to replace that thought process, because these are thoughts, right? With gratitude. You cannot possibly be grateful and miserable at the same time. And our thoughts create our feelings. So really, if you're really struggling with that, Sagittarius, take some time this month and really examine some thoughts around a lost opportunity, really, heartache, heartbreak, that type of thing. And just, take it for what it is, and say you did the best that you could at the time, or they did their best at the time. And I also have another attitude about life and love, and that is whether that's a love of an asset or finance or situation or position or even person, as long as there's breath, there's hope. So even if you feel you lost out on something or something didn't go exactly as planned, maybe just don't give up. Like, you're still alive, you're still here. There's a second chance. There's always another opportunity. So yeah, gratitude is really important, because this will, like I said, this is showing up in the unexpected position. So that may take you off guard or really take your breath away there. And it may invite this type of your role in the situation in the month of November, Sagittarius, which is a pretty decent amount of anxiety here. But the thing to remember is, about this card is that she has got herself trapped. Like, she's got this blinder on and she's unwilling to look at something. Perhaps she's unwilling to let go. This could be trauma bonding, okay? Where we get so wrapped up in what we were or what the situation demanded of us at the time, that even in the absence of a crisis, we carry those coping mechanisms into other areas of our life. So listen, that message may not be for everyone, and I understand that, but if you are dealing with an old heartache or something that set you back somehow here in your mind, or thoughts or beliefs, and there's some anxiety around it, give yourself a big break, give yourself a lot of love this month. This could be very, very important right now more than ever, if that's the case. This King of Cups, as I said, really compassionate, generous, thoughtful. I mean, this is like the quintessential granddad. Like, there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of wisdom here. If I hadn't mentioned that, there's a lot of wisdom, and loving wisdom. Okay, this is no one's going to put you down here in this energy. That's not its purpose. Even if this energy or this individual in your circle could say, "I told you so," they won't. Okay, so maybe, like I said, if you're not dealing with this individual specifically, take the lessons from this card and apply them to yourself, because they're so gentle and so generous. And I really feel, especially just seeing these two with the unexpected and your role in the situation, this, you could meet a little bit of a mental or intellectual struggle this month. But remember, these are still low in the totem. I think this is easily overcome, and this just needs to be, replaced. So any thoughts or belief systems here that are not working for you, or not getting you where you need to go, you need to be compassionate with yourself enough to say, you know what? Even if I have to look at this someday, now isn't the day. I have things to do, and I want to go out and, succeed and compete, or be healthy, or, be loving and just enjoy, or be grateful. And you can do that. You can overcome this Eight of Swords energy here. And as I started out saying, you know, the World being your outcome card, this is, what do you really want? What do you really want, Sagittarius? The World is your oyster. Pretty much not more complicated than that. It's so funny because I do the readings in order from Aries to Pisces. It's habit now, but you know, so you're what, 8th, 9th, 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th, yeah. You know, and I haven't said this for the other readings. I have not said, you know, there's a little bit of a re-examining. There's a little bit you know, the New Year is coming up. Nothing in the other spreads has, you know, alerted me to that, but this is really strong for you, Sagittarius. You know, I think maybe you could already be thinking about it, or you could be needing to contemplate that at this time. You know, what is the new year going to look like for you? What are those commitments or goals that you're going to set for next year? Because I know that you are a very expansive, you know, your planet is Jupiter, you're a very expansive sign. So you're not happy staying in the same place for very long. And I don't just mean physically. Physically, you should be okay living. You're actually very easily partnered up. You enjoy partnerships, long-term commitments, stability. But that's not what I'm saying. You like pushing yourself. You're the archer. You're always reaching for more information. So yeah, I see you maybe pushing yourself to do that. But yeah, be gentle with yourself. Here is the sacred spiral. The grouse is the sacred spiral. If this is a spiritual reading for you, for example, or an esoteric or even occult reading for you in the sense of your own learning and propensity toward the occult or Gnosticism for that matter, this is a really gorgeous card to have here as well. This alerts you to synchronicities. Yes, you're going in the right direction. Yes, you're doing what you need to do right now. Even things like the practice of getting in the habit of you know, examining what thoughts need to be replaced with gratitude would be another way of saying that as well. The sacred spiral is very interesting as well because it always talks about ancestral support, ancestral energy. Look at this. Deep knowing. You know, whenever I see this, and I know this sounds dismissive maybe, and I don't mean it to, it's kind of like this, hear me out. The Sun card in the Tarot kind of wipes everything else, even if it's a hardship or a difficult energy, it just wipes it clean, or it just makes it easier automatically. It's like there's something that can be gained even through some hardship, or you're going to get over it easily, or the illumination and light and success and health and prosperity that comes from the Sun overrides anything difficult, that it's almost like, you know, don't think about the difficulty too much. Just take pride in the fact that you have the Sun, that you can enjoy, that there's hope, there's light at the end of that tunnel. I'm kind of feeling this about the deep knowing right now, and I know it's about moons and it's about, you know, complete wisdom. So it's a little bit opposite in that sense, maybe to the Sun as an energy, but it's the same concept for me. I really feel like instead of thinking really, or let's say overthinking, by the time we're in the 8 and the 9 of swords, we're into overthinking. You know, you get right up there to the 10 of swords where you're overkill, okay? Like you've driven yourself mad type thing. So like this is going to counterbalance, in my view, this overthinking. So in other words, let's just say instead of overthinking or hyper-examining or running yourself through the shredder, or running an old memory through the shredder of your mind, you know, and or through the old cinema, maybe not like, it's a very compassionate energy, right? But it's more than that. It's intuitive. So the point of me saying all this is to suggest, if you're experiencing anxiety, get out of your head by replacing whatever you determine to be anxious thoughts with gratitude. Start small if you have to. You don't have to be all crazy about it. You can just keep it super simple. So it doesn't take a lot of, work or thought energy for you, but just intuition. So you're going to replace any negative thoughts or beliefs, old stories, old narratives, something that's causing anxiety. You're just, as soon as you see that in your mind or hear that, as it were, you're just going to say, you know what, I have my health. Or just really replace it with something super obvious, like, you know what, I have supper tonight, or someone told me they love me today. Like whatever it is you need that's super simple that you can say each and every time something negative or troubling props up in your mind, replace it. And then take that opportunity to say, okay, what's my intuition doing right now? What's my intuition doing? And then just spend a little bit of time in your intuition and out of your head. Because this is the point of power for you in the month of November, Sagittarius. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. This is a gorgeous card as well. So this is really nicely aligned here with the King of Cups in my view. Let's say you're not dating. Let's say there's no significant other and there's no one on the horizon. You really do have a relationship with yourself. So maybe this is just all really about waking up to yourself, getting to know a different part of yourself, forgiving something about yourself and moving on from that. But ultimately getting to know each other and revealing your innermost selves is just, so again, apart from a partnership here, this is really all about intuition. What do you feel about a situation intuitively? When you get out of your mind, when you get out of the past, and when you get out of, say, thoughts of anxiety. Intuition, revealing your innermost selves, right? So something needs to be revealed here. Or you need to pay attention to something that you'd rather not, for whatever reason. But it has something to do, Sagittarius, with what you really want, okay? And then your final card is Miracles. Well, I honestly couldn't have picked a more beautiful card for you to finish the reading with. Miracles abound. I think they really do. And it can be something as simple as love and compassion. And it could be something as potent and immediate as love and compassion for yourself. Okay? For yourself this month. Sagittarius, you're going to make me cry because my heart's kind of hurting a little bit for you right now. For some reason, you're having a tough time. And I don't mean in every area of your life. Like, by all appearances, things look great. But there's something going on in your head that's creating something unsettled. So be compassionate with yourself and don't let anyone else do your dirty work for you. If you're already being, unkind to yourself or looking at the past or beating yourself up or whatever it is, and you have the wherewithal to not do that, don't let anyone else do it to you. Even if they're joking, no. You need to vibrate at a higher level here. There could even be a slight rush. Even though I have no wands here, you could feel like you're under pressure or under the gun. Here, I'm really just relying on this right now in terms of anxiety, thoughts of anxiety. Maybe you feel like something will be taken from you, right? Business, finances, health, something solid, something practical here that's been in the works for quite some time, something that makes you feel independently wealthy. So there could be some concern around that. So, go slow, take your time, and be compassionate with yourself. And I really do feel, it'll help the people around you learn how to be with you right now as well. And this could be a temporary thing for you. This could just be going on for the month of November. And then you're like, I got rid of that energy and I'm going to step into the future. without worry or concern or without looking at the past. So I'm wishing you all the best as always, Sagittarius. I really want the best for you. So, you know, I have a lot of faith in you to do the best for yourself. I really do. You're an incredibly intelligent sign, and you really bring a lot of joy and effervescence to the world. So remember how loved and appreciated you really are. So if you have a second to comment below, I love hearing from you. If you can also like and subscribe, that would be amazing. That helps me continue to do this work, and it gives me lots of encouragement to do this work. So thank you. And also share my videos, show your friends, and tell them that they may appreciate these videos as well. Until we meet in the next one, take excellent care of yourselves. Bye for now.